Hello again, guys. So let's discuss this $5 USDT Tether Prophecy and see how it could potentially reach those numbers.
And President Trump was holding a government thing, a scroll showing USDT would go to $5 or $7. The third scroll showed up and USDT would go $5 to $7. And that's it.
Okay, so if we have a look at the charts here on USDT, we see that since its inception from all the way back in 2015, it made this spike, which appears to be some kind of anomaly, which went to $1.02. And since then, it went on to fluctuate up and down occasionally. And this fluctuation is actually a depegging. It doesn't matter what you call it, it's still a depegging. It occasionally fluctuated up and down, which means it also depegged up and down. However small it may be, it's still a depegging occasionally afterwards. And so, though many would like to think that Tether is a stablecoin, historically it is proven to be more of a unstable coin. And to be honest, no stablecoin currently is actually stable, because historically they've all proven to be unstable as well, just like Tether. Now, in regards to this prophecy of USDT going to $5 to $7, this is what I'm thinking. In the case of the prophesied move of BTC going down to $10,000 or even down to zero, in the case of something like that occurring, I'm thinking that at that time, because of the deficit in alternative stablecoins, the sudden demand for Tether, because that's where people tend to go in case of a Bitcoin crash, historically. I've been through several Bitcoin crashes, and that's what I've observed. Whenever Bitcoin starts to crash, people tend to run to Tether. I know that there's USDC out there and True USD and these others and DAI, but the biggest and the one that has the most liquidity is Tether. That is the most popular, and that is the most used cryptocurrency. That's where everyone runs to. But in the case of something like this occurring, I'm thinking that due to the sudden demand for Tether, this sudden demand would cause the price to temporarily depeg to the upside. And I know that a lot of people out there have it fixed in their heads that Tether is a stablecoin. But just think about it for a second. The market cap for Bitcoin is around $2 trillion, right? Just around $2 trillion, 2.1 at the current time right now, but it's around $2 trillion. And the market cap for Tether USDT is around 160 billion, I think. Now, when the volume, which is the amount of Tether, cannot satisfy this sudden high demand for liquidity, which is all of this liquidity that's coming from Bitcoin at the time of the flash crash, like I said, which is around $2 trillion, guys. And in fact, it will be a whole lot more, because at that time, people won't just be escaping from Bitcoin. They will actually be coming from several other coins, from all of the other coins in the flash crash, at the time of the flash crash as well. So people will be escaping from several other coins, not only just Bitcoins. So we're talking about even more than $2 trillion worth of liquidity, seeking an escape, seeking somewhere to go. And like I said, the first place that people usually and historically look to go is Tether. That's what they're used to, USDT. Now, we've never experienced a migration on such a scale before. This, when it occurs, would be unprecedented. The scale of it would be unprecedented, because the crypto market and the market cap is also the biggest it's ever been. So people have never experienced like what will occur in the case of Bitcoin crashing and these other blue chips with such huge market caps as well crashing, and them having to look for alternative places to go for, to hold their liquidity. No one's ever seen that. We've never experienced that. So that got me to thinking, this is one of the reasons or the ways how Tether could literally temporarily spike up to $5 to $7, because this sudden demand for a stablecoin that is limited, and they can't just get up and print like a trillion or 2 trillion USDT overnight. I'm pretty sure that they wish that they could. These guys behind Tether, I'm pretty sure that they wish that they could have done that, but they can't do that, guys. So in the case of a sudden demand for a limited asset such as USDT, what do you imagine will occur in the case of something like that? It's very, very possible that it would drive the price of this very limited asset to increase temporarily. Now, temporarily here could mean hours. It could also mean days, or perhaps even weeks. But I can definitely see that occurring. I can definitely see that occurring, guys. It's very possible. If Bitcoin manages to crash all the way down to 10,000, or even worst case scenario down to 0, it could most definitely temporarily drive the price of Tether up to those numbers, those prophetic numbers of $5, $7, and that's the way how it would occur. It would be because of that temporary high demand for Tether at the time. So yes, guys, I'm thinking that this could occur at some point during Bitcoin's crash as a reaction to the crash. And, people are seeking safe places, lifeboats, if you will, when Bitcoin is tumbling. Because like I've said many times before, all of that money, those trillions of dollars worth of liquidity, it has to go somewhere, guys. It has to go somewhere. But I'm also open to hear some of you guys' opinion on this matter. So you can go ahead and leave what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think, how it could also possibly get to $5 to $7, because we can't just say that, that's impossible. No, nothing is impossible. You can't have that mindset. So yeah, guys, that's the prophecy for Tether to the upside. Now, there have also been several prophecies of Tether collapsing, crashing, depegging. Some of them have also seen it depegging all the way down to nothing. Now, this is what I'm thinking that the $5 prophecy, I'm thinking that that would occur first. I'm thinking that this would occur first, because if anything, it would occur at the time of the BTC flash crash. So like I said before, in such a case, it could be temporarily, like, it could be within days or weeks, who knows? But I'm thinking, this is not financial advice. I'm not giving you advice telling you to, store your money in Tether or not to store your money in it. All I'm doing here is just, decoding and discussing both prophecies of Tether going up and down. Because personally, myself, I've received 2 revelations from God about Tether collapsing. So I know that that is coming. Oh, that is for sure coming. Because I've also done my research, and I found out that the devs for Tether, these people are very shady. You see, so you can't trust these folks. So based off of what Yah has revealed to me, I know that it's only a matter of time before Tether crashes. I know that. But what I'm thinking is that this event will occur first, where it depegs to the upside, or should I call it an anomaly? Perhaps it may even be an anomaly, like it did back there, because historically, you can't say that's impossible, because as you've seen it there in the charts, when at its inception, it temporarily spiked, even though it's nowhere near $5. Regardless of that fact, it is possible. It can depeg to the upside and to the downside, because we've seen that historically from its chart. So we can't entirely rule that out either, you see, based off of historical data. I'm thinking that it would depeg first to the upside, however long that may last. And then at some point in the future afterwards, it would collapse. I'm pretty sure that it's going to collapse. You see, because these devs are very shady, and you can't build something based off of lies and falsehoods and expect for it to last forever. No, it will most certainly not last. It will only be for a matter of time. And in regards to stablecoins, right? Because we've always hoped for a stablecoin that's going to be secure. one that can be trusted, unlike Tether. There's actually good news, because I don't know if you guys have seen the news lately, but everyone is planning on bringing out their own stablecoins. All of these major financial institutions, they're planning on coming forward with their own stablecoins. But aside from them, I know I'm looking forward for two in particular. I know that Shiba Inu is working on a stablecoin, which is called SHI, SHI. So we all can look forward to that. That is coming. And also the sleeping giant, Cardano, is coming out, I think, with several different types of stablecoins. Some that are algorithmic and others that are pegged to the dollar, I think. And I think one of them is called DJET. So we have these to look forward to. It's actually going to be better, safer stablecoins, and we're going to have more options, which is actually a very good thing. And you know that many of us has been looking forward to better options in regards to stablecoins. And that is happening because everything is changing very quickly. And hopefully come next year, all of this would have already been established and launched, all of these new stablecoins, so that we will have better options and, more importantly, have more liquidity, more places to put our money so that we can start our passive income stream, which I'm going to speak about in other videos. Yield farming, to earn passive income, because, that's one of the main uses of a stablecoin. Going forward, many institutions and platforms will offer this feature for you to lend them an amount of money, and you can receive, passive income. You can lend them at an interest. This is the future, guys. So yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss with you all. And like I said, you guys can, just leave your ideas, your opinions in the comments as well in regards to this. You guys take very good care. Peace. Shalom. Until next time.